We all know that when your partner says that he or she is just a friend, it could be trouble. Today we have 4 stories which involve the destruction of 4 relationships, many of which comprise of a guy or girl making their way into a couple's lives. But how many of these supposed friendships are genuine? And how many of them are hookups?
I'm 25 and my boyfriend's 28. He changed jobs a while ago, and at his workplace, there are a lot of girls. He recently told me a little about some of them because they had a work party. He showed me some photos of the event and some of the girls in the process. One of them is 36 and divorced. She's a manager in another department. She looks much younger in the photos because she's had a lot of plastic surgery and she's in good shape. I know he doesn't like having his coworkers on his personal social media accounts, but while we were watching a YouTube video, he received a Facebook notification from her. She had posted something on her profile. Aside from his manager, she's also the only person he talks to on his Slack account. He told me that there's nothing to be worried about, and he always wants to make me feel like I'm good enough for him. Most of the time I'm natural. I don't wear a lot of makeup, and I don't have plastic surgery. I have a moderate chest size, but I feel like I'm not good enough for him. I don't know why I'm scared. He avoids talking to me about her, or other female coworkers, because he knows that I will feel inferior. I don't know. It feels strange that he's so friendly with this other girl and that they message each other. I don't want to ask him what they talk about or for him to show me their messages. I don't want that for my relationship. I have to understand that he's an easygoing person, even though I can't understand how he can be that flirty with anyone. He believes that a little bit of flirting at work isn't an issue, and that it's just fun and playful, but I don't get that. How can we have a conversation about it?
From what OP's described, it doesn't seem like her partner has cheated on her, at least not physically. The way she's talked about the other woman and compared their physical appearances leads me to believe that she has an insecurity in this area. Regardless of how this relationship turns out, I strongly believe that this is something she's got to work on, or it could affect her relationships in the future. When it comes to being close and flirty with coworkers, I'm against it. A lot of affairs happen at work, and they usually happen because people don't put up boundaries. Over time, people get closer and closer, and before you know it, they find themselves doing something that they shouldn't be. I've known of far too many people who have hooked up with coworkers, and a lot of the time these people have been in relationships. What starts off as a text message here and there soon becomes full-blown conversations where people are speaking about all sorts of things with each other. I don't think OP needs to confront her partner about cheating, but as her partner, he should respect her enough to not do things that make her uncomfortable.
I'm 25 and my girlfriend is 24. We've been together for almost a year, and we've had some conflicts about having friends of the opposite sex. I told her not to engage so much with a coworker who had feelings for her. After this, she tried to restrict the relationship to a professional one, but her coworker couldn't handle that. He raged, which resulted in a toxic office environment. After that, there was another incident involving her having a guy best friend who had feelings for her. Again, I suggested staying away from situations that could be tricky or complicated in the future. I do have boundaries for our relationship, which I try to communicate to her, but it often results in debates and misunderstandings. Most of the time, I'm told that I have a very shallow and conservative mentality. She stays with her mother in a 1-bedroom apartment, which is over 1,000 miles away from my place. I occasionally visit her and stay for a week or 2. I've been there while her mother was there, and while she's been away, so she knows about us. Recently, her mother was away, so we were spending a lot of time together on FaceTime. I can't visit her place right now, but I am going to visit her in the coming month. This weekend, my friend asked me to visit his place with my family, so I asked my girlfriend about it, and she was okay with it. I was actually worried that she might be getting bored of being on FaceTime with me. After hearing this, she suddenly makes a plan with one of her male friends. She asked him to come to her place for the weekend. She's mentioned this friend before. She knows him from college, and she refers to him as her brother. But she refers to most of her guy friends this way. Even though there's no past incident of this guy having a crush on her, I still wasn't okay with it. I feel like her staying in a room with another guy is a big deal. At least for me. There's also another guy that she knows, and he makes me feel anxious. But when I told her about my feelings, she was harsh and threatened to break up with me. She told me that it's normal, and that there's nothing to worry about, and that I should just trust her. What should I do?
I feel like OP and his partner are reaching that age where this relationship could be the one that goes the distance, so it's important to pick someone who understands and respects your boundaries. Personally, I don't think it's appropriate for OP's partner to have a sleepover with another guy. While nothing might be going on, she knows that it makes her partner uneasy, and how her partner feels should be her primary concern. If you're going to put the needs of someone else before the person you're supposed to be building a life with, maybe you shouldn't be in that relationship. Men and women need to be careful when it comes to having friends of the opposite sex because you don't truly know what that person's intentions are. Speaking as a guy, I'm confident that most guys wouldn't hesitate to jump into bed with their female friends if they got the chance. This might not be the nicest thing to hear, but it's the truth. Now, this does change as people get older and start building out their own lives, but I still think couples need to protect what they're building with their person. I can't count how many times I've heard about someone getting cheated on with someone who's just a friend. So OP shouldn't be so quick to just take her word for it. Let's take a quick look at the comments.
T-Rex Guwaddle says, "Trust your gut feeling. Your gut won't lead you wrong like other people unfortunately do. You're not stupid, and your gut feeling is not wrong. You know the answer, but perhaps you don't want to accept it. Her male friend would certainly understand your concerns. And if he doesn't, then there's your answer. Neither your girlfriend or her male friend are treating you with any respect. Let me guess. You'd never do that to her or make her feel insecure by doing the same thing. I'd say find a girlfriend who treats you with dignity and respect. Because without it, there really isn't a true relationship." Lucky Dude says, $5, I bet she's not the one. The same situation happened with my friend, Max. Observe the similarity. Max shared with an office colleague that he was having a crisis. He thought his girlfriend, Renee, was cheating on him with her best friend. I couldn't believe it at first since I met Renee, and she was the coolest, smartest, and most outgoing person ever. The type of person who's the center of attention at a party. None of us are from the city in which we're currently working. We're all from different states. The city is like an IT hub. We have a rental apartment which has a hostel setup, and we have different rules like male and female only, or no unmarried couples. Renee lived in one of the apartments, but those apartments didn't have any rules in place yet. Renee told Max that she didn't want to live with him for some unknown reason, but he visited her every so often. Everything was going fine until Renee's best friend makes an entrance. Her best friend was a childhood friend, and he recently moved to the city to work for a different company. Apparently, Renee invited him to crash at her place until he got accustomed to the new city and found a place to stay. Max lost it and called out his girlfriend, saying that he didn't get to spend a single night with her, but her best friend gets to stay for a month. Renee gave Max the same type of excuses, saying that they're such close friends that they couldn't imagine messing around. I saw Max totally break down. He was disturbed and irritated. He paid one of our colleagues to keep tabs on Renee over the weekend. And guess what? He found Renee and her best friend kissing and groping each other in a park. Max confronted Renee and they broke up. From what I heard, the breakup was ugly, and the cops were called because he was fighting with her in front of her apartment. Renee pleaded, but Max didn't reciprocate. She even called me a couple of times, hoping she could work things out with him, but that relationship was dead. Anyway, back to you, OP. Spare yourself the pain. If your partner threatens to break up with you, it means it's time to move on. When a man and a woman stay so close in such a situation, it can't stay platonic. Either he will make a move or she will. Don't be someone's option.
That was quite a harsh story. Outside of the cheating, it's strange to me that she never let her boyfriend stay the night. I wonder what she was doing. Even if she didn't fool around with this best friend, for her to accommodate him in a way that she wouldn't do for her partner is super weird.
Me and my girlfriend are both 27 and in a long-distance relationship. We haven't been able to meet for over a year because of the current situation in Ukraine, but we planned on getting married this year. Unfortunately, though, there have been some issues. These last 2 months, I've been talking less with her on the phone because of some commitments and personal issues. I thought she understood. She hasn't been cute and nice to me for a long time, in fact. She's been much colder to me than normal. When I asked her what was wrong, she told me that she's been texting a guy she met online, and she's been messaging him for 2 months. Up until now, she hasn't told him that she's got a boyfriend. Her reason was that she's stuck in a war situation without proper stability or friends, and she's looking for attention. She also said that she's never felt pretty in her life, so she's enjoying the attention that she's getting from him. She doesn't want to tell him about me because she thinks he'll leave if he knows that she's got a boyfriend. I felt broken after hearing this, and told her that it's not healthy and not how things are supposed to be, but she's fixated on saying that she did nothing wrong, and that she needs the attention. She also doesn't want to break up with me, and needs me. I apologized for not giving her enough time and told her that I'll make it better by giving her all my attention, but she still doesn't want to end things with him. I really don't know what to actually do. Should I try to take on her coldness and let it go due to the war situation that she's in, and how she must be feeling alone being far away from me? Or should I just say that I really don't appreciate her hiding me from some guy and that I'll break up with her if she doesn't stop?
Normally, I would have said that this was a cut-and-dry situation. For someone to be messaging someone else while they're in a relationship, knowing that it's hurting their partner, is super disrespectful. The thing is, I've never been in a war-like situation. I have no idea as to what kind of horror and stress it brings. Still, I think if OP has dedicated himself to her, she should do the same. Instead of messaging some guy she doesn't know, she could be building something with the guy who genuinely cares about her and sees a future for them. While her situation is undeniable, maybe she's not in a place where she can give OP what he needs. Maybe they should call it quits. Let her do whatever she wants with this new guy so OP can find someone who will give him what he wants from a relationship. Let's find out what they had to say in the comments.
Lone Wolf says, "There will be many times when the communication between you both will be less, due to anything happening in your lives. If her escape is to start texting a guy while hiding her relationship status from him, that says it all. It seems like she wants you to stay because she isn't 100% sure that this guy will be suitable to replace you." Gator Bro says, "She's having an emotional affair and has told you about it. You've started playing the pick-me game in which you'll lose. If you want the relationship, you have to be willing to lose it to save it. She's having an emotional affair and she's taking time, effort, energy, and emotions from your relationship and giving it to this new guy. Tell her that she has to make a choice. Give her time and do not contact her. She has to make a choice."
These commenters' thoughts are a little different from mine because I'm trying to account for what life might be like for her in a country that has been plagued with war. That said, this isn't something OP has to deal with. So in that sense, she does have to make a choice between the new guy or the guy who loves her.
My girlfriend is best friends with her ex. We're in a long-distance relationship with a 6-hour drive between us. We've been together for 4 months, and I knew from the beginning that she was close friends with her ex. They vent to each other, have a cat together, she has a key to his apartment, and she frequently goes there to take care of the cat. At first, it didn't really bug me that they were friends, but it bugs me that she spends more time with him than me. It bugs me that she seeks comfort from him and not me. She calls me jealous, and I am, of course I am. I think you should have friends of the opposite sex, but it's the fact that it's her ex. I've talked to her about this and how it irritates me and makes me upset. She told me that she would never cheat on me and that she can block him because she doesn't want to upset me like this ever again. In my mind, I'm thinking, am I wrong for wanting her to cancel a 4-year relationship with her ex? After a 2-hour-long conversation about this, she asked me for one last request. Her request is that she still needs to vent to him. Am I a fool for giving her a chance? I don't know what to do. She says I'm overthinking and overreacting because she's told me that there's nothing going on between them.
First off, a lot of people who are cheating on their partner will swear to the heavens that nothing's going on. If you suspect your partner of being unfaithful, you've got to take what your partner says with a pinch of salt. It's unlikely that she's going to come out and say, "Yeah, you caught me. I'm sleeping with my ex." The only way she'd probably admit this to you is if you had hardcore evidence. The fact that she's still so close to her ex should be a red flag to OP. Most people with experience in dating would tell you how much of a nightmare it is to be with someone who's still hung up on someone else. While I can't say for certain that she's having a physical affair, she's definitely having an emotional affair with her ex. If two people are serious about building a life together, they should understand that being so close with ex-lovers could make their current partner uncomfortable. I would suggest for OP to find someone who isn't so tied to their ex, because he'll always be wondering if something is or was going on between his partner and this guy. Well, you've heard enough from me. Let's check out the comments.
Irregular Bastard says, I don't date women who are close with their exes. It's just asking for trouble. Enforcement X says, I would never date a woman who kept an ex as a best friend. It would be different if they were just friendly or were part of a larger friend group. But your girlfriend basically has two boyfriends. She still uses him as her emotional crutch, which is inappropriate in my opinion. You shouldn't make her not be friends with him. She should choose that for herself. All you can do is explain your discomfort. Tell her she's free to do as she chooses. And let her know that you aren't interested in dating her if they remain so close. Let her make her own decision on that.
I agree with the comments, but I would also like to add, for OP's partner to still have the keys to her ex's apartment, I mean, that's absolutely insane. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Coffee and Popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.